Hi, hello, a warm welcome to 100 Learning. I'm Janashruti. I'm here to teach the formula sheet of probability. I'll ask you a question. How to become an expert in a chapter or how to become a top scorer in a particular chapter? I will give an answer. First, we need to know what is the terms and formulas used in the chapter thoroughly to become an expert. So here we came to know what are the terms and formulas used in the chapter. First, we go with terms. The first term I am going to coin here is experiment. What is experiment? When I say a word experiment, it should mean an action or an activity which will have an outcome or produce a result. Okay, it means an action. It's simply an action which will have a result. When I talk about experiment, it is categorized into two. The first one is called deterministic experiment and the second one is called random experiment. Deterministic experiment. When I talk about deterministic experiment, the experiment whose results can be predicted. If I know the results of an action, these action comes under deterministic experiment. When I can't predict an action, it comes at random. For example, a die rolled on a floor. What are the possible outcomes you can think of? You can predict what number will be on the floor. I'm asking you all if we can predict the number correctly without seeing the number on the floor. We can't, right? So this example will come under random experiment. When I talk about sample space, we go with this example first. When I say a die rolled on a floor, let's think about these set. This set contains what? These set contain the possible outcomes of a die roll. This set is literally said as sample space. So sample space is what? It is a collection of all outcomes of an experiment. When an experiment done, these outcomes will be set totally collected and put in a set called sample space. When I talk about event means what? It is a specific or particular outcome, particular result I need from a sample space. When I talk about event is a particular or a specific outcome of a sample space. When we talk about probability, it means what? It means the study of events. It means the study of event. We are going to study the events using probabilities. So probabilities are used to study events of any experiments. Okay? And it will say the chances of getting that event, whether this event will happen or not. It says by probability. When we deal with experimental probability, it means the experiments of a deterministic experiment. The events of a deterministic experiments can be calculated by experimental probability. When I talk about theoretical probability, it deals with the events of random experiment. Yeah. Okay, we all had a talk of event. Now we go into the types of event. Okay, first we here see is elementary event. Elementary event means what? It means the event. It is also an event whose number of outcomes in that event will be 1, which has only one outcome. Then it comes under elementary event. For example, if a coin toss, I need an event of getting head. It contains only one outcome as head. Then next is compound event. It means the higher level of elementary event. It contains 2 or more outcomes in an event. When I talk about equally likely event, it talks about 2 events. Let's say A and B. A and B are equally likable if the chances of getting event A and B both are equal. Exactly equal. Then it is said as equally likable sets. For example, if P of A and P of B are equal, then we can say it is equally likable events. When I talk about complementary events, it's like enemy. Okay. Let me have 2 events C and D, which are totally enemy. When we said C is to be happen, then there is no chance for D to be present there. If I talk about D, there is no place for C. These two sets, these two events are called complementary event. And I will have one more point, that the probability of these two complementary events will be equal to 1. When I talk about sure event means the probability of event whose will be equal to 1, then these events are called sure event. When I say the probability of an event is equal to 0, then it becomes impossible event, which means what? There is no chance for this event to be happen. Next, we go into the other topic called important formulas. You will be happy to hear this, that only 2 formulas are used in this chapter, right? The first one is what? How to calculate the probability of an event. The second one is related to complementary events. When I say how to calculate the probability, it means a fraction of 2. The first one will be the number of elements in the event divided by total number of elements. This first formula deals for deterministic experiment. The second deals for random experiment. Okay. The third one is called complementary events. When I say E complement and E are complementary events, then this formula is applicable. One and only if they are complementary events. Okay. Now we all finished the terms and formulas used for this chapter. Here we enter into the concept. What is important concept? What are the information we gained from the terms and the formulas we used here? When I say elementary events, we think about the probability of these elementary events, and we will add it together and we will get what to surprise it is will equal to 1. Yeah, the sum of probabilities of all elementary events will be equal to 1. And when I talk about the probability values, it always lies between 0 and 1. What do you say? It always lies between 0 and 1. By the second point, I can conclude that it should be greater than 0, right? Or greater than or equal to 0. Hence, we can say that probability can't be negative. In this number line, we say that it lies between 0 and 1. So, it can't be negative. Negative have no place in probability. We all finished the concept used. Here in the last section, I am going to explain or going to write different sample space for different experiments. First experiment is what? A coin toss. When a coin tossed, the sample space set S consists of only 2 elements. One is head, other one is tail. The second one is called 2 coin toss. When a 2 coin tossed simultaneously, the set consists of 4 possibilities. It means the first one is related to first coin, the second one is related to the second coin tossed. Okay, the third one is called deck of cards. In this deck of cards, there are a lot of questions you will be handling. So let's clear with the deck of cards. The deck of cards contains only 52 coins. What is it? It contains 52 coins. It is categorized into 4. Each contain 13 coins, 13 cards. The first one is diamond. Second one is heart. Third one is spade. And the fourth one is called clubs. These 2 will be black in color. These 2 will be red in color. Okay. So the 4 categories of cards also we have learned. I think we are now able to answer all the questions related to probability. So we will be an expert in this probability. So thank you for this video and all the best for your exam.